It's been raining most of the day, grey skies up above. The big question is, can Catalan Dragons come back for the fourth successive home games from a half-time deficit and claim the spoils and maintain that 100% record?
They've got to change their tactics, that is for sure. They tried the battering ram effect in the first stanza, and I'm afraid it was eaten up very quickly by this Leeds defence. And when you look at Kevin Sinfield, you'd have to say, is he surely one of the greatest skippers that has ever pulled on a Leeds shirt? His performance in that first 40 minutes was outstanding. The kicking game alone was top class, and that's good defence yet again.
Oh, here's another penalty for the Catalan Dragons right at the start of this second half. The referee called held, and the Leeds defenders didn't hear it, kept pushing and shoving on Jamal Fakir. There's the held call, they kept going, so penalty to the Catalan Dragons, and it's a massive penalty count that's going in their favour, 11-3. And here's another one, 12-3, and someone's in the hang on, and there's the signal.
He's done it.
He's pointed at the Leeds team and he's put them on a warning. Next penalty will result in someone going into the sin bin.
And yet you look at the scoreboard, Eddie, and the home side, you're yet to get the scoreboard attendant working. That's how good this Rhinos defence has been.
Well, they have to be squeaky clean now in the tackling department. And I think they're going to have to bat on here without Brett Delaney, because I've just seen him come out of the dressing rooms with a mountain of ice on the back of his leg, which indicates hamstring problems. And he limped his way to the bench. I don't think he'll be back. Look at that. Don't think he will be back in this match, so a problem for Brian McDermott. We're going to find out from Terry O'Connor, who I think told us it was a hand injury earlier on, but I'm sure he's got it right this time. This is Batieri, and he finds Leon Price. Dr. O'Connor will be with us in a moment. This is Anderson. Anderson goes down on the last tackle, 20 metres away, and Bosk will dink the kick over the top, looking for Zebtea, but that's very good defence from Jamie Jones Buchanan. Right, straight down to the doctor. Terry?
Eddie, I think it's actually your ears that wasn't quite picking up what I was saying. Brett Delaney just had a chat with him. He said he won't be taking part in this game, so that is a blow for Brian McDermott. Lauren Fraser, who talked about that they've got to believe in what they're doing and ask more questions of the Rhinos. They've got to be patient with the ball, because they had 10 sets of 6 in the first half on Leeds' line, but they were absolutely brilliant, Leeds Rhinos. Brian McDermott wants them to be strong in contact, get bodies in front of the big forwards when they're bringing the ball away from the line, and play the conditions, kick long and chase very hard. Cheers, Eddie. Can you hear that?
Yes, I can. I hope you've got your syringe with you. You might need you at the end of the game. Here's Rob Burrow, left-footed down centre field. Pressure. Oh, well, it might be pressure once Escaré picks it up. There's a real air shot, that.
Well, the most important facet, as far as Lorin Fresinos will do to get that sorted out, is try to get into the opposition's half. They struggle with that.
Here is Damien Blanche, and he gets the ball away to Thomas Bosch. And Batieri, good hands again from the Catalan Dragons. It's Anderson.
You knew I was referring to the Catalan coach.
Only just Steve. Oh yes, but we do. Yes, just call him Laurent from now on.
Yeah, he's the one without the number. Off the foot.
Pellissier. Great defence from Paul McShane. Another little push. Hang on. Ooh, I tell you what.
He took a big gamble, didn't he?
Didn't he just? Dink over the top, and it's just too long. They're a little bit lost at the moment, the Dragons.
Yeah, they're confused. There's the incident there.
I think he made most of it, Pellissier.
Yeah, he wanted to get them down to 12. Interesting to see whether they continue on with this kicking early, Leeds, in the tackle count. Only on one occasion in the first half that we saw Sinfield actually kick on the last. The chase has been brilliant.
Their hands have been secure as well, haven't they, Leeds? They've not put much down, to be fair. Oh, there's a problem here. There's a problem here. for Mitch A. Church.
He just went down awkward.
No, I think he got hit, didn't he? Is it a swinging arm that comes round? Yeah, on the jaw. You see it?
Yeah, my word. Payer didn't miss. Oh, forearm as well. I'm not surprised he's down there. Has he been penalised?
Not sure. He's not saying much at the moment, Ben Thaler.
Well, Ben Thaler had a little word with Payer.
It looks like he's just telling them what the tackle count is. They've achieved a fine start without Brent Webb. He played in the first three, it must be said, but without Scott Giroux. Vincent Duport, last year's top try scorer, hasn't been around for the last three either.
Well,
and Zeb Taylor might not be around if the disciplinary committee take a dim view of that.
Well, if the referee had seen it, Leeds would have a penalty, but they don't. It looks like they'll just have to play the ball. Catalans have got to get themselves back in this game. This is Leeds territory all over. A tight game. They can keep grinding it out, and run away at the end. Without that man, Scott Giroux, on the field, all the effort will go on to Leon Price and Thomas Boss' shoulders. And they've got to do that. They've got to accept that responsibility and do something about this game.
You're right, Brian, but the thing is, both Bosk and Price, they've never asked the question, and they've got to start doing that a lot more. Knock on. It was a shocking pass.
Wasn't the best from Sinfield.
No.
Do you not think, Mike, they've asked questions, but the defenders have been able to answer them? And yet, when we get to 50, 60, 70 minutes, maybe the defence won't have the energy to answer the questions, the movement of the ball. I know it's a one-man carry here, but they will in this next 5 plays as we see the knock-on. They'll throw something that leads here in defence.
Yeah, but we haven't seen Bosk or Price take them on, throw the dummy and just say, you know, I've got the ability. They've just been quite happy to farm it out. They can't afford to do that. They're 10 points adrift. Get more effort from that fella.
Big responsibility then on Leon Price and Thomas Bosk, and that's no good. And Kevin Sinfield leading the celebrations for that rearguard action again, because of course it was his stray pass that put the Catalan Dragons in a glorious opportunity. But what a mess by Thomas Bosk.
Phil, I understand Phil's point that Leeds have been very good in defence. That mistake doesn't come from defensive pressure. That's just poor execution from the Catalan Dragons. And they have been off tonight. Sometimes they've thrown the ball around and caused quite a few problems for the Leeds defence out wide. Nice little tip-ons, guys busting through the line, but they've been sloppy as well in some of their execution.
Maguire gets the ball in field to Jamie Peacock again. Lupini Payer was there with Fakir and with Louis Anderson. McShane. And here's A. Church. None the worse for that big thump on the chin. McShane just inside their own half, and Sinfield puts it down. That is not like him.
No. Took his eyes off the ball on that occasion.
Maybe fatigue is starting to take a toll.
He just took his eyes off it, didn't he? You could see people coming towards him.
All this defence is bound to take a bit of petrol out of the tank.
Well, one would think so.
See that though, 4 men in the tackle, that's been very effective in slowing down what Catalan, in my opinion, thrive off. Fast play of the ball and the hookers shooting out and everybody just backing up and playing naturally.
Oh, and Bailey has caused a bit of bother here.
Yeah, but I don't think he missed on Thomas Bosk.
Well, Thomas Bosk has gone down and immediately 2 Catalan Dragons players went for him.
Elmore Pellissier, one of the smaller men on the field, saw what happened. Thomas Bosk laid out by Ryan Bailey and he went and remonstrated immediately. He's got a bit of sorting out to do.
Referee has to try and separate the factions first of all.
Well, the touch judges are on. They'll be making a report.
This is what we're going to be talking about.
Well, that's a shoulder charge, isn't it? Yeah. It's banned. Well, remember, they have been warned.
Well, he's certainly on his way to the bin, I think.
Well, he's got to, at least a yellow.
And it all depends what the touch judge says to the referee.
Not good.
Right, in my opinion, there's contact with the head. Lower you've seen as well. Right, Ryan, off.
He's off. Ryan Bailey is sent off. Red card for Bailey. Well, he's taking his time. He's reluctantly leaving the field. And Brian McDermott now has got a man injured in Brett Delaney, who will not be back, and his team have to play on for the rest of this game with 12 men.
Yeah, he could have pulled out of it. No doubt in that at all. Offload.
You'd have to say he can have few complaints. I mean, I do think it takes a bit to get a player sent from the field. And he's got a bit of this in the game, although I am a fan. He's a hard-working player, and you'd like to play with.
Over there, when they've got all this fighting going up there, trying to blow it back. I didn't do that. That's
Well, the official is doing the right thing.
Now, so we'll be both your lads. I don't let him off. You're on a warning anyway, okay? Right? I'm going to be with your lads. I don't want him get another one going down. Have a worry, y'all. I don't need him running in. All right?
And the warning stands for Leeds, even though they had now got a man sent off. That was the plain message from Ben Thaler.
I think they can have. Brian McDermott could have few complaints with that, Eddie. I think he deserved probably to go from the field. He was lucky in the first half, and he might have something to answer for that, but that's no good. He's disappointed himself, I'm sure, but he'll have let his team down now. It's a great opportunity for Catalan Dragons in a good part of the field and with a numerical advantage.
Well, Thomas Bosk is still out there, which is good news for him personally.
Well, I
because
agree
the ball had gone and he must have relaxed.
Yeah, I agree with Brian that it was previous that created the problem.
Well, here is Batieri and the Catalan Dragons against the 12 of the champions with Leon Price.
That's what we want more of.
And he might have got there. It's a decision here for the video referee, Ian Smith.
Well, I've been calling for it, Eddie. Ask the question and sometimes you come up with the answer.
Not sure, he says. Not sure if I lip-read him correctly.
I think you've got it right, Eddie. Well, he's driving with the legs and then he spins around. Oh, has he control of it? It's
the question
wobbling.
is Pelissier, Steve-O. Pelissier's aided him to ground this ball, but has Pelissier impeded a tackler? This ball perhaps has still stayed in contact with hands, but Eloi Pelissier has helped. If he hasn't hindered a tackler, it's okay. If he has hindered a defender, it would be chalked off.
But it's difficult to see.
He's pushed Kevin Sinfield off. You're not allowed to do that.
I think the benefit of the doubt should go with the attacking team. I think it looked like Price did have his hands on the ball from the angle I saw.
But Pelissier is not allowed. He's not allowed to involve himself at pushing off a defender. It's against the rules.
Does he touch Price? Yes, he does. No, he's pushing. It's Joel Moon is pushing. This probably will be turned down by Ian Smith, the video referee.
It's a big call, isn't it? It's a big call with Leeds down to 12 men, and it's a big call with the Catalan Dragons looking for their first score of the night.
You're not allowed to do that, according to the laws of the game. Pelissier takes a man out without possession of the ball, and this should be turned down.
Oh. And it's given. The try is given to Leon Price. Or was it Eloi Pelissier? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Price is certainly claiming it. It could easily have been a knock-on as well, because the ball was all over the place before it got put down on the ground. Anyway, Leon Price doing his best here to rally the Catalan Dragons' support.
This is only about the second occasion that the standoff Price has really put the skill factor, and it was a very good fend. Nice step as well. Watch him lunge for the line. Look at that step, and then in and out. Lunges through. I think that's the benefit of the doubt from the video referee Ian Smith, and it is game on.
And Leeds have found themselves in some tricky situations in the last few years. Tough away trips, difficult conditions and circumstances, and a hostile environment. But I guess here now, this is a brilliant challenge for the champions. Can they continue here to go on and win this game? I'm assuming this kick's going to go over. They'll have a 4-point lead.
Isn't it a great challenge for the Dragons as well? Close game against the champions.
They were down to 12 men because Ryan Bailey took this fellow out off the ball, Thomas Bosk. This then to really get the Dragons' support going and get them into it, and they're back in the match with a vengeance. 10-6 down, Leeds down to 12 men. In fact, they've got the one-man disadvantage on the interchange as well, with Brett Delaney not going to come back. So a huge problem for Brian McDermott.
Yeah, difficult times for the Rhinos coach, and he knows it. But he knows that he's got the experience out there. We saw in that first 40 minutes the way that Kevin Sinfield controlled it. Amazing, wasn't it? As soon as the restart, Sinfield came up with a shocking error. In fact, two. One was a bad pass, the other one was a knock-on. This will lift the home side. Perhaps for the very first time they might get behind them, this big crowd.
Yeah, they've been quiet, haven't they? And that's a testament to the way that Leeds have been playing. They've silenced the home crowd for much of this match.
Now, the key factor for Catalan is not to just keep getting it out wide just because Leeds are one man down. They've still got to do the hard work. You've got to pull in that defence, and that is good work by Fekir.
Alicia again. Here's Leon Price. Gets it wide to Anderson. Further wide it goes. Price will take the return. That's the last tackle for the Catalan Dragons.
Keep it low into the corner. Oh, they've gone high again.
That's going to skip dead. That's a nothing kick, isn't it? That's going to go.
It should have been shoved low into the corner. Create all sorts of problems with the kick.
That just gifts Leeds 20 metres upfield.
Yeah, it's a gift. It's a let-off.
Well, Leeds' defence has been fantastic. You know, the tackle success is keeping them in this game, because all the other stats that we know in rugby league would suggest that the Dragons will be ahead. Can they continue, though, for another half an hour with 12 men to defend the way they have for the first 50 minutes? You know, the score would typically be a 15-point lead here now for the Dragons, and yet, perhaps because of the things like the kick we've just seen here, they've got their opponents on the rack, but they can't really put them under pressure because they keep allowing them out easily with that kick that goes over the dead ball line.
Stevie Ward has just come back onto the field. That's the second time that Kevin Sinfield has dropped it with nobody round him.
Well, it was the start of the show in the first 40 minutes. He's collapsing a bit of a heap as the hero.
This is not Kevin Sinfield. He doesn't do things like this.
Well, that's the second occasion, Eddie, that is actually not looking at the ball. You know, it's so good in that basic position.
And he won't give you many opportunities like that, so you got to take them. If Kevin Sinfield is dropping balls like that, turning over, handing you possession, take advantage of it and put points on the board, because he'll fix that up. You won't see it too many times in his game.
Here's another penalty. They're still on a warning. But he did say to Kevin Sinfield when he sent off Ryan Bailey, you're still on the warning.
And there's Sinfield. It looks as though he has a problem with his finger as well. It looks like he's put it back in himself, and that is painful.
So Henderson, who's just come back off the bench, to Taya. And the big man will take it forward, trying to get past Joel Moon.
Price has gone out wide. Will they utilise the dummy runner? Keep your eye on Casti. He's taking it though.
And he'll trundle it towards the line, Remy Casti. He's just come off the bench with Henderson, who he's just played the ball to. This is Leon Price again. Price then gives it to Bosk. Bosk with a drop of the shoulder. And Bosk goes in behind the post. And with a kick to come, if it's given, and there's no problem with obstruction, if it's given, the Catalan Dragons will take the lead. The referee has told the video referee Ian Smith he seems quite happy. He just wants Ian Smith to check this is A-OK.
Well, they were quiet in the first stanza, and that is one of the best dummies you will see for a long time. It absolutely fooled Rob Barrow. He came flying out of the line. Maybe he thought there was a chance of a intercept.
The try is given. The try is given under the posts, and so Thomas Bosk will now try and add the extras.
Well, what an
And will
amazing
give
game.
the Catalan Dragons the lead.
What an amazing game this can be. It was all Leeds the first half. Sinfield, the architect. Sinfield's second half has come up with so many errors.
Common sense, Steve-O says they have to try. No obstruction. Even though Rob Burrow came in and tackled Louis Anderson to the left of the play, Thomas Bosk went right and scored a try. You wouldn't have a complaint with that.
And that's the reason why it's given. Well, we saw nothing of the two half-backs, Leon Price, Thomas Bosk. Price provides the dummy and the magic to go over it, and his half-back partner decides he'll have a little bit of the glory himself. Can he add the extras? Vital 2 points.
Well, bang in front, 10 metres out, he should. And he does, and so Catalan Dragons hit the front. It's been a purple patch at the start of this second half, but remember, it's all come about since Ryan Bailey was red-carded for a late challenge on Thomas Bosk and contact with the head, according to the referee Ben Thaler.
And we've mentioned throughout this game, haven't we, that it was a rugged game against Bradford on last Thursday, and we were often wondering whether late in the game, especially in the final quarter, would they tire? Well, they'd certainly have to do extra work with only 12 men, but don't write them off.
Oh no, you're right, the champions off at their peril. They were squeaky, well, I was going to say they're squeaky clean. They couldn't be because they gave away so many penalties, but you know what I mean. They were very, very good in defence.
What they need, though, of course, is the ball. You know, unlike football, without the ball, it's very hard to win in rugby league. And the fact that the Dragons have had majority of it, it certainly helped them. And maybe against 12 men, he's going to help them here now in this final 25 minutes.
And what a game this fella's having, Remy Casti. Talk about a captain's knock. That's a good kick into the corner.
It is a good kick, and it stops, and Callum Watkins picks it up.
Ooh, that was a swinging arm.
Anderson led with the elbow, didn't he?
Well, it certainly appeared that way. It was a swinger. I wonder whether he made much contact. Jamie Jones-Buchanan is back into the fray.
And Ian Kirk limps his way off as you watch that.
Looking to get away with it, Anderson there.
Yes, Ian Kirk is off, and is he holding the hamstring as well? Here's Jamie Jones just on the field again. Well, it's a long, long way to the finish line, and they need something as well, Leeds. McShane, can he provide it? Solid hit by Zebtea, helped out by Bosk. Burrow waits. Maguire with a kick downfield just says, let's get out of here. But underneath it is Ascaray, and this young man can run, and this young man has got good pace.
Good job that Sinfield got to him. It looked as though he was going to have the pace, and that's a second of aim by Maguire.
And the back on the warning, second warning. I thought he said you're still on a warning when he sent Bailey off.
Well, that's what I thought I heard.
It's at their discretion.
Yeah, there is no amount of time. They will not say one way or the other.
When the pitches get harder, Eddie, and the fast players can really show us what they can do, Morgan Escaray will be a really exciting player for the Super League viewer, because he just saw how quickly he covered the ground then.
And they've given him work to do, haven't they? They've kicked the ball down there and asked him to return it, and they've had a good defensive line. Phil has spoken about Leeds' defence.
Anderson's dropped it.
There's further evidence of that defence.
Oh, Callum Watkins with a little bit of invention. And he's able to do that because it's a no-risk play, because it's the first offence they bring you back to, and that's the knock-on.
I think they've got to bring in some sort of limit for it. You know, I mean, if it goes through like 14 pairs of hands.
Great hit by Sinfield, that. We've given him stick for his handling, but it's a tremendous tackle, and it was a two-man tackle as well.
Not a bad option, though. Menzies been around too long to fall for something like that. Still got possession, though. Isn't it amazing? Leeds found it ever so easy to get the ball in their own half and get them into a good position for the kick-in. They've struggled with that.
Well, they must think it's their turn for a penalty soon. 15-3, I think, in favour of the home side. And obviously they've had a lot of ball because of it. Good strong run here now. It's a brave effort from Leeds under pressure.
It is. That's an amazing penalty count, isn't it? Have they been that ill-disciplined today, Leeds?
They all look like
They've got a
penalties
man
to
off,
me,
I suppose. They've got a man in the dressing room with the red card to his name, so I suppose you have to say yes.
Well, there's a claim that Darren Miller says
Yeah.
he's knocked it backwards, but I think you'd have to give that as a knock-on against him. Referee's probably got it right. He did plead that well,
I don't know.
on second glance there, he might have an argument, but Leeds have the ball now.
Wait. You need another man in. They don't. You
This is
do.
where composure really does come in. It seems like an eternity. It's the last time that Leeds has applied any pressure on this Catalans defence. Can they camp down there? Got the ability with their skipper, Sinfield, but he's going through a poor trot at the moment.
Well, this is the first time in the second half, and they've been this far downfield with the ball. Absolutely amazing. If they get up here now and score, it'd be a remarkable lift here for the Rhinos.
It will, and they have the men who can, like Watkins and like this fellow Ryan Hall. He had to come in though off the touchline then. And Maguire, short ball to Peacock, who he gets away from Elima, but he can't get away from the next three. Underneath the sticks are the Rhinos with McShane. Comes down the centre with Sinfield, gets the ball to Maguire, slides a beautiful kick in. Oh, and that was Escaré to the rescue.
Was he held back? I think that Ablett has been held back here.
Just make sure.
This is a controversial decision. The kick goes through, and I'm sure I saw Carl Ablett just held back.
To make sure Ablett's not pulled back.
Here's a kick from Maguire. Oh, it's just a swing of the arm, but could that have misled? You can see Ablett.
Well, there was contact, but I don't know
Certainly.
whether he's held. Is he?
Well, he's certainly got an arm to it. Maybe they'll just opt for the dropout. He's going to give the penalty.
Yes.
Now
Pulled back without the ball.
do they want to take the two? I think they've got to hunt for the try. Oh, he's going for the two. Well, it's been such a long time since I've been down there.
Wow, what would you do, Mike? Do you
I think normally I would have said go for goal, but in their position, 12 men, I think they should just camp down there and go for the tap. Wasn't a great grab, but you could see that the right arm was pulled back, and he made a quick attempt to the official, did Ablett.
Can I just make the point that Kevin Sinfield here has got the chance to surpass Mick Nannin's career tally of 3,514 points in a career, and goes 7th on the all-time points chart if this kick goes over. So not only is it important in the context of the game, it's also yet another milestone for this guy.
And he should tag on the two, Eddie. Steve, going back to the decision to give it, I guess once he refers it up to the video referee, we're going to see all those in the general course of play that people do pull on each other's jerseys, and it's probably not going to get a penalty. But when it was referred to the video referee, he can't ignore it, which is the difficulty. I agree, it wasn't much of a tug, but it should give Kevin Sinfield the opportunity for two.
It was a big appeal from Carl Ablett to the referee as well. Here's Sinfield, and he goes 7th on the all-time point scoring chart. But more importantly, he's got Leeds level at 12 apiece, down to Terry O'Connor.
Eddie, it could be getting difficult here for Brian McDermott. Ian Kirk's still getting worked on by the physio, and it's going to be very tough for the Rhinos. Will they be able to come from behind it, or to kick on in this game, should I say? Because they've lost Delaney, they've lost Kirk, Ryan Bailey obviously sent off, and Richard Moore, the only man who's not yet played in this game, he should be getting ready to come on.
Yes, it's a long way to the full-time siren, 20 minutes remaining. Or the bell, as it is here in Perpignan. Oh, and
Did well there, didn't
did
he?
well to hang on to it. He did. He nearly went without it.
This is just solid hard work now. Nothing fancy. Don't try to put the ball away unless you're certain with it. And the kick has to be vital. Oh! He just bounces up, doesn't he?
He does, Burrow. He takes on them all comers.
That's a good position for the final kick. Sinfield. No, they've gone the other way.
That's
McShane.
McShane with the left-footed kick across field. Good chase by Leeds again from that kick.
Well, they've done it tough here on the stats, but they've certainly got that mental toughness needed to win tough matches, and at the moment I don't know whether they would be happy with the draw. It's a long time from the final hooter.
Well, I think Leeds will be very satisfied if they can hang on, and so will that fella Brian McDermott. He knows with one man in sent off, but they're spreading themselves well.
Terry made an interesting point, didn't he, that Richard Moore not yet used by Brian McDermott. The game over an hour old.
I think you might need him in the last 10 minutes.
High and sliced by Price, well claimed by Ryan Hall. Ellimer got to him, Menzies is there as well. And down he goes. Well, there you go, he's obviously been listening, Brian. Moore is on his way into the fray. Meanwhile, this is Ablett for the Rhinos.
Boy, could Leeds do with a penalty. What is it, 15-3, something like that?
It is, and Jamie Peacock was making his way to be replaced by Richard Moore, but he's just been sent back while this attack develops with Joel Moon. It's the last one coming up here, and Richard Moore sitting back down on the bench again. It goes high off the boot of Sinfield. This is a towering bomb. Whoa, it was nowhere near it, Escaré. Did his feet touch that whitewash? He grounded it, says the referee.
Oh, he's not happy. And that was
It's a
silly.
brilliant kick, Mike, this. Absolutely brilliant. To get near it was an achievement in itself. Leeds have done it tough today, but when they've needed a certain magic play, look, you can see how wet it is in goal here now. He's trapped in there by Ryan Hall, ground the ball according to the referee.
Well, his foot was in touch, dead in goal anyway.
But the end of the set has been the big difference. I think it's so important in rugby league, isn't it? Most teams can run and tackle and pass, but which team can kick the ball with the most difficulty? Put your opponents under as much pressure as possible.
And to take the time to set up to put up a kick like that, Eddie, you have to be preparing for it long before that final tackle. And that's been the difference. Catalan Dragons on occasion have looked hurried on their last play. Kevin Sinfield looked like he got all the time in the world.
Here's Maguire. Now it's Jamie Jones-Buchanan again.
Well, Sinfield's the type of player that realises he's come up with 3 errors, and he realises that it's significant. He has to take charge, which he will.
Burrow.
That I have no doubt.
Taya nearly got to him, but didn't quite.
Skipper. Watch the skipper there, calling out the odds.
Maguire again, comes left and finds Moon. Bounces off Menzies. Bosk was stood there. Will they go for a one-pointer here? Sinfield slides the kick in. It's picked up underneath his own post by Leon Price.
Good positioning by the standoff as well.
Probably with 16.5 minutes to go, Steve. Probably a little bit early to think about the 1 point, but I tell you, it'll be on the agenda.
Oh, yeah, of course he would have. It stays this way. No doubt about that. But it was a good kick to take the odds as well. OK, Price got himself in a good position, but it left Catalan only a metre away from their own goal line.
Still no sign of Richard Moore. He's been sat back down on the bench. It's Millard. There he is. He's still got the training top on. He's getting ready. He'll come on eventually, I'm sure.
It's pretty hard to drag off, isn't it? I'm sure it's going to be Jamie Peacock that will come away.
The last one, and this will hit the deck, and that's a better kick from Bosk. Ryan Hall has to work it away from his own line.
Well, I can't believe that they actually kicked to Ryan Hall, the left winger, because Vickery had taken over the defence on that other side. It should have gone to the other wing.
Here's Ablett. Well, they drew on Thursday, Leeds. They're drawing here tonight, the Rhinos. Have won 4 and lost 4 here in Perpignan, but 2 of those wins have come across the city in the Stade Am-Giral in 2006-2010. Just 1 weekly round win here. That was in 2008. Leeds Warrington, we're seeing the champions again on Sunday. 6:30 Sky Sports 2 HD, and on Saturday Castleford Huddersfield 3 o'clock on Sky Sports 3 HD. Last one now for the Leeds Rhinos, this set of 6. They're running it. Peacock slides the kick down the line. I don't think that's in the script. Here goes Escaré. Jamie Jones-Buchanan did well.
Certainly did. Could have been penalised as well. That's his second go in it. Yeah, I'm not so sure that the kick from the top forward, Jamie Peacock, was in the plan. Either way, he'll put his body on the line.
Did that drift forward? It did.
Sheer panic, but they didn't need it. They've just gone through a lot of defence. They needed a little bit of composure, but I'm afraid the most experienced player there.
Was that forward?
Yeah, just slightly. Not much in it.
It ended up backwards, didn't it? There's the forward motion, I think, and then it bounces back.
Yeah, and then it goes the other way.
6 and 2 threes. Depends how the touch judge and the referee view it.
14 minutes to go, Eddie, in this game, 12-all, and your champion side that have played plenty of big games against a side that perhaps want to be playing in those big games. They've had all the possession go against them. They've had all the work to do in defence, but Leeds Rhinos are in a perfect place, even though they're a man down, to kick on and win this game.
Is it too early to go and think about the one?
Stevie Ward slips. It's that sort of night. It has been teeming down for much of the day here, making it very greasy. And Sinfield goes for the one-pointer. Charged down by Remy Casti. 6 to go. Rob Burrow. 6 to go. Clattered by Blanche.
But they've got to play the balls up the sleeve, and that's the most important factor.
Here's Ryan Hall. Gets the pass to Jamie Jones. He offloads it to Sinfield. Sinfield takes them on, and he's scragged by Louis Anderson. Still manages to get the ball away, though, to Maguire. And Maguire will try and dance through them. Leon Price gets to him.
They've gone away from the post, though. Sinfield, will he take charge and say, drive it in? Who else?
Peacock gets it away to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. He's held up just short.
Good tackle from Remy Casti, just stops him from offloading.
And young Escaré was there as well. McShane will pitch one.
Great dummy. Wonderful dummy from dummy half.
Great stuff from Leeds Rhinos there. Travelling supporters will be delighted with that, and so too will Paul McShane. He's missed the last couple of matches, was a substitute in the first 6. Back at Leeds, of course, after that spell on loan at Widnes last year. A try off the bench against Salford in February, a try off the bench against the Catalan Dragons in Perpignan in April.
Look at that, it was charged down, wasn't it? It was good work by Remy Casti, but it allowed the Rhinos to have that wonderful set of 6, and watch this for the dummy. No second marker that either side throws the dummy. You can't both go the same way, and that is exactly what they did. McShane takes full advantage, and boy is he delighted, and that's so they should be. They're down to 12, and they have fought back magnificently. He's made a big impact, this fella, since he came off the bench.
He'll be delighted with that, absolutely delighted. Laurent Freycinet won't be, though. Not impressed that his team conceded a try from dummy half. Sinfield 4 from 4. This will be 5 from 5, and Leeds will have a 6-point advantage again with 12 men. Remember, if you're just joining us late on, Ryan Bailey sent off, and Leeds will have to defend this 6-point lead between now and the end of the match with 1 man down.
And there's a reason they got this from dummy half. I want you to have a look at Morgan Escaré, the fullback. He's thinking the kick. I've got to get across for the kick. He finds himself stuck at marker, but he's thinking kick. I'm thinking get across the corner. Paul McShane reads that. And Escaré, you just see him just behind the play of the ball, is immediately thinking, I've got to get over there and do my work. McShane takes advantage and dives over. There's a problem with having a fullback caught at marker on the last play.
Leeds have got the ball back from the kickoff.
Very fortunate indeed.
It was a short kick-off, and it was nicked back by a Catalan Dragon player.
Sinfield picked it up.
He did.
He's had a big game, hasn't he?
Burrow has been tremendous. Ward is taking it forward now. That's the second tackle, this set of 6. Here's the try scorer, gives it to Peacock. He was shaping to come off, I'm sure, when Richard Moore was on the sideline, wanting to come on.
Now this is where you just drive. Get into a good position. This is where you go for the 1 point.
And they're all pointing for Ryan Hall to go down the middle, which he does, which he still does, and he gives it to Callum Watkins, who gives it to Carl Ablett.
Here it comes.
And Sinfield is set
Sinfield is way back.
Yes, he's set for this now. And they've got a hand to it, but it still has gone over off the boot of Sinfield. And that's a 7-point lead. And that just could seal a famous victory here in the south of France. 19-12.
Well, a perfect demonstration in the last 10 or 15 minutes of what you do in a game of rugby league. You hang through the tough times, you work hard when necessary, and then when your team get the ball, a little bit of luck perhaps there, it fell into the hands of Sinfield. You have to make sure that you use it wisely. You use it and put points on the board. We've seen the try and then the drop goal.
And here they're going for a short kick-off again. It backwards again, and it's picked up by Sinfield again. It's deja vu.
Yeah, but
and now a penalty because they were all round his throat.
Eddie, what great thinking from the skipper. He knew that the first occasion, if it could ricochet back, he put himself in a good position, and that was mingling amongst the Catalan players. On that occasion, he nearly had a clean run. Well, he had a horrible 10 minutes. Watch this, look at Sinfield. Get yourself involved. If it comes back, I've got to be there. Talk about a man digging deep. Went through the horrors in 10-minute period, and then he has come back to be the saviour.
I'll tell you what was impressive about that drop goal. It wasn't 5 drives to set up for it. They were willing to throw the ball around, and then when they found themselves in the position, Kevin Sinfield took it.
Well, there's a bad challenge here from Jamal Fakir. I guess frustrated the game's gone against him, and it's a smack to the head.
It's a head slam.
Gregory Muniz
Will they kick a
putting
goal
him
with a
heavily on the
penalty?
deck. That's the thought, isn't it? Although he's a bit groggy, is
I think they'll
Kevin.
shove it into the corner. Yeah.
And that's what they do. Less than 10 minutes to go then. And it looked as though the game was slipping away from them when they lost Ryan Bailey, and then they conceded 2 quick tries and trailed 12-10, but they have shown champions quality to come back here.
Just keep it alive, see what happens. If nothing comes of it.
Jamie Jones Buchanan.
He
I
scored.
don't think he has, because I don't think he was tackled properly. It's
I'm with
another
you,
question
Eddie.
for Ian Smith.
I'm with you, Eddie. I think this will be given. What an amazing fight back. They looked down on their heels, didn't they? Man sent off.
Now then, is he held? No.
This is try time. Was it a hand with the ball carrying arm hit in the deck? I don't think it was. It'll be given.
Try is given to Jamie Jones Buchanan, 70th try of his career. And how important is that one? Because that will probably seal the win for the 12 men from Headingley.
Nice. Back on the inside. They look pretty tired, don't they, the Catalan defenders? This has been an amazing turnaround.
You know, big men in the middle of the field, defenders don't want to try and tackle somebody who's changing direction. They want it easy, they want just a physical confrontation. But Jones Buchanan gets away from his man, doesn't he? Comes off the right foot, puts himself into the gap, and then bounces up off the floor to score what is undoubtedly the winning confirmation try.
And a good professional approach as well, because even though they were leading 19-12 at that point, he could have just said, I'll get up and play the ball. It's okay. Eat up the clock. But he knew that he had to scramble over, and that'll seal it, especially with this fella.
Who adds the extra points, 25 points to 12. Incredible. Incredible. They have had a mountain of penalties going against them. They've had a man sent off. And really, when they've been down to 12 men, they've played their best rugby league.
Eddie, as a club, and more particularly as a team, the Leeds Rhinos are where the Catalan Dragons want to be. When you can come here with adversity, going down a man, tackled in the air would be a penalty. When you can go down to 12 men, Eddie, and come back and win, with all the possession going against you, you are a champion side, and Leeds are that.
15 points they've scored in the last 12 minutes. And that is the stuff of champions.
Yep. And And about it, well, he was attempting to go for the ball, but made contact, and that's
I think
sufficient.
that's a legitimate challenge. I think that's fair. They both made an attempt to catch the ball.
But the penalty count is playing catch-up.
Yeah, but at 15-6, the Catalan players and the fans will be wondering why on earth they were not controlling the game.
This is a game I felt, Steve, that they could win. I did think the Catalan Dragons could win this game, and I'm sure their coach believed it before. But they've been taught a lesson tonight, how to win a close, tight game when things are going against you.
It is an outstanding performance, no doubt about that. It was safety first in the first half. No real risks, but they scored the 10 points that they led. Then they had Bailey sent off, and the 12 men left out there have rolled up their sleeves and said, let's show the world just how good we are.
Yeah, they controlled it, didn't they, the first 40. As we mentioned before, they went through a bit of the horrors for about 10 minutes.
You can't tackle this fella. He's such a low centre of gravity. Leon Price gets to him in the end. Little stab. I think he's offside, Leon Price. He is. Everything is going according to the Leeds plan at the moment, and has done for the past quarter of an hour.
Yeah, they'll take their time here. He's played his part, hasn't he, Paul McShane?
And a signal from Brian McDermott, I wonder, to take the two.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes, take the two, fellas. Looking at the clock, 5.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, you would do. Why put yourself through any more pain, punishment? You're probably going to get the 2 points. Kevin Sinfield kicking in direction has played a large part in it, but I can only guess how well they'll feel getting on the plane tonight, the Leeds Rhinos, to come here and do what they've done. Phil's statistic has shown that Catalan Dragons will look back and say, with that much ball and with everything going our way, we should have been able to put points on this Leeds Rhinos team. But they didn't count on the Leeds defending so well, and I guess Catalan not being as clinical as their coach Laurent Fresneau would have wanted them to be.
Well, we've seen it so often in the past, haven't we? When a player is sent from the field of play, you're down to 12, and it's amazing how many times they said, come on, fellas, we've got to dig deep. And talking of digging deep, they were in one big hole, weren't they?
Do you think it's an advantage, actually, being going down to 12 men? Didn't Widnes do remarkably well this year when Gareth Ott was dismissed?
Yes, they did. You know, the remarkable thing about this match, as well as everything that you've just been talking about, is it's only 3 tries to 2 in Leeds' favour. But look at the margin because of the boot of this fella. Priceless, isn't he? He's absolutely priceless as a goal kicker, and got the drop goal as well.
It's interesting whether kicking at goal from penalties will come back into fashion with league. He sort of drifted from the game. But if you went back, look at that kick off. Oh, here we go. What a brilliant effort to keep it in play. And he's knocked on.
Can't believe that.
Ian Henderson has knocked it on.
There was no one within about 5 metres. All he had to do was just trap it with his foot. He got excited.
Just to finish that point, Eddie, I wonder if the Dragons reviewed the game again and wondered whether kicking at goal for some of their penalties, because they had lots of them in the first half, would have helped them to win the match.
I think they'll look back at far more problems in their game. Inability to hold on to the ball, inability to kick properly and kick successfully and accurately at the end of their sets would be greater problems, I would think, for the Catalan Dragons.
Bit of a high shot there.
But this penalty count is starting to level itself up a bit.
Yeah, Menzies with the straight left arm.
That the last 5 now that have gone to the visiting team. Last 5 consecutive penalties.
Yes, it is. 5 in a row.
Again, the swing in the possession, 15-8 at the moment. They've had the ball.
It was 5 in a row to the Catalan Dragons before that, by the way.
That second half possession, 65% for Leeds. They've used it very intelligently.
They're just proving, aren't they, that if a man gets sent off, it's not all doom and gloom, as you said, Phil, before. This has been a great display. This has been a great display. Watkins loses it. The referee put the whistle to his mouth for a moment. So that's the 0 tackle.
There's been some great performances from this Leeds outfit. Brian McDermott, the coach, will be extremely proud of them.
Well, they've had a man sent off.
Yeah.
They've had at least one player who's not been able to play for all of the second half, and they've done it without using Richard Moore off the bench.
Yep.
It's been incredible. What an effort from them.
Yeah, we've seen some really good stuff, especially from Rob Burrow. Sinfield has been magnificent. And they've played as a unit, played as a team. And he's obviously explaining why he hasn't used him. He wants to save him, of course, for next weekend.
Well, they've got a slight argument to settle with the Warrington Wolves, haven't they?
Yep.
Sinfield slides the kick in again, turning them around. Blanche picks it up. Look where he starts this. Well, it'll probably be their last use of the ball. Look where he starts it from, right on his own goal line almost. And Leeds will hunt the mistake again.
The tactics from the skipper, Sinfield, has been outstanding, hasn't it? How we control that first half, kicking early in the tackle count, kept turning the Catalan side around. The chase was wonderful, defence is outstanding.
Here's Fakir. Oops. Immediately puts his hand up. And Joe Moon was just a little bit underneath Jamal Fakir.
Yeah, he knows it as well. At least he let go, didn't follow it through. He's been a great addition, hasn't he, to this Leeds outfit. Very solid, the combination of Joel Moon and Ryan Hall. So many tries scored.
Well, looking ahead to next weekend, Leeds left-hand side, Moon and Hall, probably the most dangerous and strongest side to attack. And they'll be playing against Warrington on the right, who with Joe Monaghan and co. particularly like to score tries and move the ball to that side. So that'll be a fascinating contest between world-class players on that side of the field.
It will. One to look forward to. And that's probably why Leeds are jumping on a plane and going straight home tonight, rather than keeping them overnight and having a day's travel tomorrow. All right, it'll be a long day today, but they'll be sleeping in their own beds at the end of it.
Yeah. There's been some good work from the Catalan Dragons as well. But
Price drops the ball on his foot. It's picked up by Ryan Hall.
Just going to try to make the point, Eddie, that there'll be a far better side when Scott Duroux comes back. He's a quality player.
He'll be bursting with pride tonight, Brian McDermott, after this.
Been brilliant. I mean, the way they've just been hammered in the penalty count. And to be fair to the official Ben Thaler, is that cause to, I'd have to say 90% of them anyway, to have given them. They lost the plot at certain times, didn't they, Leeds?
And they've kept this vociferous crowd quiet from minute one. There was only a little flicker of movement and life from them when they hit the front 12-10.
Yeah, when Thomas scored.
It's a full-time siren, it's a half-time bell. And Kevin Sinfield and company have produced a tremendous victory here. Absolutely outstanding. 27 points to 12. Sinfield 7 from 7 and a drop goal. So a great individual effort from him, and Sinfield probably been the difference between the two sides. He's marshalled his troops fantastically well. Let's hear whether John Wells agrees with all that as we look back on the second half.
Thanks very much, Eddie. Well, the first meaningful piece of action we'll bring you from the second 40 was perhaps the most significant, wasn't it? Ryan Bailey sees red for that high shot there on Boss. Not really too much to argue about there. Looked like a direct contact with the head. Ben Thaler, in conjunction with the touch judge, they're reaching the decision, sending off. The Dragons, who've been sputtering and choking all evening, suddenly breathe fire into the contest with Price's try. McShane let it back into the line there, spotted by Price. Trademark step then off the right and the left. And as this gets grounded, we're looking at benefit of the doubt from the video referee, and the Dragons scorched in again through Thomas Bosk 4 minutes later, but the uncertainty was created by the Rhinos' defensive line. This movement here by Anderson took Ablett and Sinfield across, and it opens up the hole for Bosk, 12 all. And again, though, discipline an issue for the Dragons. Millard with a small but meaningful tug on Ablett here. Sinfield levels the scores because of that. And Remy Casti will be fuming at himself for how this next passage of play turned out. A split-second reaction to knock down a drop goal attempt. Results at the end of that as a try, because Casti falls for the dummy off the start of this play. Now, Brian Carney talked about a scour on his way to defend a threat that hadn't presented itself yet. Casti takes the dummy and McShane straight over for the try. And Sinfield would not be denied a second time. Not just playing the conditions, but the numbers as well. The Rhinos have been down to 12 men plus an injured rotation for over half an hour. And then Jones Buchanan over to end the match as a contest. Maguire there pulled Muniz in. Lovely little play to end the contest. 12 points to 27. Smash and grab from the Rhinos, wasn't it? In and out in one day, and took points in the back pocket as well for Lauren Frizinu then. Discipline is the one-word issue, isn't it? They've got problems with ball in hand and without. Terry O'Connor has the Heinz big man of the match. He's talking to him now.
Well, I'm here with Kevin Sinfield, and what is the secret behind the Rhinos? How do you keep coming up with results like that?
Oh, it was ugly, Tez. Penalty count weren't in our favour and went against us heavily, especially that first half. And I just think an attitude to come here and try and get a result. We've been down here the last couple of years, as you know, in the league and at our bottom smack. So we had a different approach this time, and you know, thankfully we're good enough at the end. I think, you know, 1 to 17 put their hand up today, including Bales. I know he'll get reprimanded for what he did, and I've not seen it, so I can't comment. But I thought everybody's attitude down here was outstanding, and I think that, you know, the reason why we got the results.
And that's after a tough game against Bradford. And you look at it, you lost Delaney, you lost Kurt, obviously Bailey. Richard Moore didn't come on, and it was a big performance, wasn't it? Yeah,
it was, yeah. I think, you know, to get Bale sent off and then to be 12-10 down in that second half, then, you know, I think I coughed 3 balls up. For us to come back from that, I just think it shows the character we've got in our group, and we've had a boatload down here supporters to come down here with the Easter weekend. It's just fantastic, and it's really nice to send them home happy.
Well, you are the man of the match. There's a bottle of champagne and £100 to the charity of your choice. Where's that going, Kevin?
Can I give it to Yorkshire Kidney Research Fund, please?
Cheers, Kevin. Thanks for your time. Brian, if you'd like to come in, please, mate. Brian, great performance. You had to play the last 33 minutes with just 12 men. That showed us the character in your side.
Yeah, I don't think I had a bearing on the game, I'll be honest with you. It showed how much character when I get that. Catalans get awarded more penalties than anybody in the competition, and have done for the last 2 years. Awarded more penalties than anybody in the competition. And I coached the London team for 4 years, and they were awarded the least amount of penalties for 4 consecutive years that I coached them. And I think that's the big issue when you come to Catalans. That's just plain and simple. That is the big issue. For whatever reason, I think I've got my own ideas why. I think I've got my own ideas why they get awarded a lot of penalties. But to be consistently awarded penalties when they play at home, I think that would need addressing.
Cheers for your time, Brian. Obviously, you were turning up down here and you wanted to see the sun, didn't you? With those shorts on.
Yeah, he wasn't alone either, Terry, was he? But he's going home with a smile on his face. A little concerned about the number of penalties the Dragons are awarded on this ground. I just wonder what he'll think when he sees the match from a different perspective when he's in the dressing room and in the training camp this week. They did get a lot of penalties, the Catalan Dragons. Leeds did have a man sent off, but Leeds are going home tonight with the victory. They've won by 27 points to 12.